Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong. Now, I've played lots of Donkey Kong on my channel. I've played many different kinds of Donkey Kong. I mean, it all started with this for me, the Donkey Kong on the Intellivision. I've talked about this enough. This was my first experience with Donkey Kong. I know a lot of people will say it's crap, but I don't care. That's the one I grew up with. That's the one I've always liked. Of course I like the arcade, but I didn't always have a chance to play on the arcade. But I have a whole bunch of different ones. I mean, I've done videos on it. The Atari 2600 Donkey Kong, the ColecoVision Donkey Kong, which is a pretty good version, and of course the Nintendo Donkey Kong. Not bad either. Missing one level, but hey, what can you do? So the one I'm going to be playing is the Atari 400. Well, this is 400, 800, most of the 8-bit line of Atari. I'm going to be playing this on the Atari 400 because I just picked up the system. I actually did a video on it, if you've seen it. Pretty much I made a decision on what the new system I wanted to have in my collection, and that was the one. And of course, if I'm going to have a new system and there's a Donkey Kong game for it, I have to have the Donkey Kong game for it. So finding this in the store was awesome. I was so glad I could pick this up. So this is going to be my first time playing it on the system. I've never played this version before. I've played all the other ones, including, the Commodore 64 one, which is going to be similar to this one. In a sense, it was, put on a computer instead of the consoles. So, I don't know. I'm going to see how well I do. I've only plugged this in just to make sure it worked. I haven't actually played it. So, this is going to be my first time actually putting it in and playing it and seeing how it goes. Okay, so I got the computer all ready to go. Let's do the first thing. Pop that open. Got the basic cartridge in there still. Finally, these things are a little snug. Yeah, so let's get Donkey Kong going. Yeah. Alright, we're in. Shut the door. Turn the computer on. Look at that. We got Donkey Kong. Okay, so now that it's all booted up, let's give this a go. So this kind of reminds me of the start screen for the Donkey Kong on the Commodore 64. So I guess they kind of follow the same model. Let's see what the select button does. Okay, so that's 1-2 player game. Obviously I have to go with the 1-player game. But on the Commodore, press option to pick difficulty. Okay, so that must... Okay, so there's a button. Option. I knew that. So let's see here. So we got the springboard. We got the pie. I think that's the flaming barrel. And the hammer. Back to the barrel level. So those are pretty much your difficulty settings. I'm not going to change any of that. I'm just going to start the game. Let's turn up the volume a little bit. Get my little volume meter going there. Oh, rad. Start some Donkey Kong on the Atari 400. That was cool. Again, that's just like the, just like the Commodore 64 version. Now, right off the bat, I can see that this is moving a lot faster. But it's cool having this, how high can you get stage. That's often omitted from a lot of the console versions, anyways. See what the hammer sounds like. Pretty good sound effects. Mario doesn't look too bad. Whoa, I just died with the hammer. That kind of sucks. The sound effects are a little funny. I mean, the walking of Mario, it's not as annoying, say, as the Atari 7800. That's kind of got an annoying thing. Oh, and I just hit the barrel above my head. So it's kind of getting used to this. Let's try that again. Mario seems kind of strange. I mean, He's really blue. I wonder if that's supposed to be like that, or if that's the setting on my computer. Or my TV, I should say. His jumps are very good, though. He's got a lot of clearance. Compared to a lot of other... Is he going to run up the ladder? Nope. Compared to a lot of other Donkey Kongs that I've been playing, the jump clearance is always the problem. The Atari 2600, for instance, his jump clearance is not good. So far, this is pretty good. I mean, the level looks right. I like how it's, you know, it doesn't look like the Atari 2600. It's just one solid, you know, rectangle shape. This had it kind of goes out in that diamond format, or triangle, I should say. So that really works. It looks right. Looks like the arcade. I mean, in most cases, you'd want to try and compare these games to the arcade, right? To see how they match up. But most of the consoles don't really do that. Oh, that's cool. So she was over there. She was actually over here, and then when I came close, she got moved over there. Normally, Pauline, her name is Pauline. Ah, never jump over those things. Normally she doesn't move. But I guess Donkey Kong probably just grabs her and makes sure you can't just grab her and rescue her right away. He wants you to do it the hard way. I'm gonna kill these guys. Now it seems like you have to be careful in this version. You can't just run crazy with the hammer because they can still kill you with the hammer in your hand. See, she just moved over again. That's cool. So you really can't rescue her. This is pretty hard. I mean, this is more difficult than I was thinking it would be. But so far I like this better than the Commodore 64 version, being, you know, the movement of the Commodore 64. Not too good. Alright, so now we're gonna... Of course, Donkey Kong is over there. Also, that's another interesting thing. He's over on the right-hand side, which is kind of... Whoops. That sucked. Kind of like the Coleco, or no, sorry, the Intellivision version. He's over there. What else is he? Oh, I thought I was safe from the barrel. There's actually a few. I think there's a couple where Donkey Kong is on that side. In the arcade, he's actually on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. Oh, I'm dead. This is a challenging version of Donkey Kong, if I've ever played one. So let's go crazy here. Do an option here. Let's try the pie. I will probably lose, but let's just find out. Try and get up there as fast as possible. Oh man, it really sucks that you just hit the barrels above you. I guess the way they had to squish the level a bit. You have a lot of clearance in some areas, but then it gets really thin. It is missing. Ah, there's the pie level. Let's give this a shot. I'd like to at least check out all four stages. This is, you know, this is the best part of it. You know, having this stage. It seems like only the computers want to have this level for whatever reason. The Commodore 64 has this level, and I'm sure the Amiga or whatever else this game came on. Jeez, it's relentless. But none of the consoles that I know of, anyways, like the Atari doesn't have, the 2600, I mean, the 7800, the Nintendo, ColecoVision, none of them have the pie level. Alright, let's try a, see if I can get to the springboard level, just to check it out. Whoa. This is definitely a much harder version of Donkey Kong. It's surprisingly hard. I think it's the speed of the barrels or something. And they're big. The barrels are big. Okay. So it's got the barrels going this way, which is the real challenge of this level. One piece that was surprisingly absent from the ColecoVision version was this. But everything else looks okay. Oops, I just fell. The music is spot on. Let's see if I can do the jump, and then the jump. Oh. It's probably very, 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 like, you have to be right on. See if I can do that again. Ooh. Donkey Kong himself doesn't look too bad either. I mean, when he's standing there, he does look a little bit squished. A little small, but he looks normal. Oh, I keep forgetting that here, when you jump, you hit that barrel ahead, like above you. Now, knowing that this version came out the same time as the Atari 2600 and some of the other ones, it's amazing that, you know, this was what the computers were capable of doing, yet the consoles weren't. Mind you, I believe you paid a lot more money for a computer than you did for a console. Kind of like you get what you pay for. Oh, it's just not possible to seem to get that far and then die. That really sucks. So yeah, this actually is pretty cool. I like the challenge of it. It was, you know, it's hard, but it's not overly hard. It's not like impossible kind of hard, but it is hard, and it takes some getting used to. It's a lot different than all the other Donkey Kong games that I was showing you. And that's a good thing. I mean, for instance, the Atari one is okay for being on the Atari 2600. It's missing 2 levels, and, you know, it can be a little bit boring. Just a bit. This one was brilliant for its day. I mean, being a console, this is the ColecoVision one. And, you know, this one had the barrel stage. The springboard barrel stage, the elevator stage, whatever you want to call it, but it was missing those bouncing springboard parts, which makes that the level hard. I mean, mostly makes the level hard, right? Obviously, the jumping could be an issue. And the most annoying is that this, the Nintendo one, which I think had the capability and the should have actually replicated the arcade the most out of all of these different variants of Donkey Kong. To not have that pie level, I just don't understand. I don't understand the reasoning. It's something I'd love to know about one day. I don't know if anybody ever explained it from Nintendo. If anybody out there knows or knows a link to a story or anything why this never had it, I'd be curious to know. It'd be definitely curious to know. But anyways, yeah, this was great. I mean, there was some things to get used to for me. You know, oftentimes I was jumping and hitting the barrel above my head. I'm not used to that happening very often in Donkey Kong. Usually there's enough clearance for Mario to jump and not hit the barrel above his head. The flaming barrels, the ones that were on fire and stuff, those were, I found a lot more difficult to jump over. Most Donkey Kong games, though, they're like that. They are the harder ones to jump over because they have a lot more, you know, clearance that you have to have on them before you know, hitting the edge of them and stuff like that. The pie level was kind of difficult. I think I could have done it if I spent a little bit more time playing it. It seemed to get really, a lot of stuff going on really fast. Those pies on the conveyors were moving pretty fast. Didn't seem impossible, but it was kind of hard. And of course, playing that elevator level, I kept trying to jump over to the, to try and take the shortcut, and I kept falling. So I don't know if that's just something that takes more practice, or if it's just not possible to do it in this game. I'm sure it is. I mean, most of them you can do that. And that's where it's important to have Mario having a nice, good jump. And that's what he has in this game, which I was quite impressed by, his jump. If you play the Commodore 64 version, Mario can't jump. I mean, his jump sucks. His clearance sucks. It's a very hard version because of that, only because his jump sucks. In this, his jump is great. So, I mean, he really lives up to his original name, Jumpman. Anyways, yeah, this was fun. I was glad I was able to plug that in. I'm happy it worked. Like, other than just cleaning the carts and putting it in and finding out it worked, outside of the video, I'm just happy that it worked, and it worked fine. It worked flawlessly the first time. I had no problems with it. Actually, all the games I picked up, except for one, didn't. There was one that didn't work, and that was Star Raiders. I'm not too crazy about the game anyway, so not a big deal. Anyways, let me know what you think of the Donkey Kong version for the Atari 400. I've done multiple videos on Donkey Kong. You could probably find them in my my video list. Just click on the tab that says videos, and you'll find all my stuff, and you'll find a couple of comparison videos that I've done. I've done even the D2K, which is the, it was a homebrew version of Donkey Kong that was corrected for the Intellivision. I've done a lot of Donkey Kong stuff. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Leave some comments down below, and talk to you later.